Hello, my name is Adriana. I'm a Bakewell librarian with LA County Library, and we're going to spotlight Asian American Pacific Islander pioneers in the field of STEAM. But stay tuned at the end for a fun activity that includes a jar and water. Today, we're going to highlight Dr. Tetsuya Theodore Fujita. He was a Japanese American meteorologist, and he was known as Mr. Tornado. I know, what an interesting nickname. Dr. Fujita did so much in the field of meteorology, but we're going to learn why he was known as Mr. Tornado. And by the end of this video, I'll be showing you resources so you can make your own explorations in STEAM. Dr. Tetsuya Theodore Fujita was born on October 23, 1920, in Kita-Kyushu, Japan. He went on to study in the United States and created the Fujita scale, the system that the US and Canada applies to classify the intensity and destruction of tornadoes. What we use today is the modified version of the Fujita scale known as the Enhanced Fujita scale, or EF. The way the scale works is that it measures the intensity of the wind speed from a scale of 0 to 5. After a tornado's destruction, scientists are able to reverse engineer by looking at the destruction, such as broken windows, thrown debris, or the removal of rooftops. Then, scientists can categorize the appropriate scale for that tornado. So if there is severe damage and the wind speed is at 163 miles per hour, that tornado would be classified as an EF3. Fujita has always had a lifelong interest in storms, and fun fact, as a child, he would do first-hand observations and go out into storms to try and measure the wind. But he did not start out studying tornadoes or storms. After receiving his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in 1943 from Meiji College of Technology, he was tasked by the Japanese authorities to survey and understand the destruction after the atomic bomb in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Through his observations and analysis, he was able to figure out not only where the bomb came from, but also determine the height of the explosion. This is what made Fujita extraordinary. He recognized the importance of first-hand observations and note-taking, and he would carry this on for the rest of his career. By 1953, he received his doctoral degree from Tokyo University and moved to the United States to join the meteorology department at the University of Chicago. During his time at the university, he continued to use his observational talents to observe the aftermath of a tornado. In fact, he made a name for himself as a storm detective because he would treat a tornado's destruction as a crime scene and knew that there were clues left behind that was important to analyze a tornado. This skill he developed would later on help aviation from plane disasters. Fujita would walk from town to town taking photographs, writing notes, asking questions, and using those same methods in the sky. Fujita would get in a plane and fly overhead a tornado's destruction from above. Through his observations, he would hand draw detailed maps of various occurrences during a tornado, like wind direction, thrown debris, roofs being uprooted, or drag marks. One of his first observations was during April of 1965, and it was at these events that led to the creation of the F scale, or the Fujita scale. It would later be changed as the Enhanced Fujita scale. During the days of April 3rd and 4th of 1974, there was a national outbreak of 148 tornadoes. It was this event where he pushed his theory of a weather phenomenon called Microburst. Because of his thorough research during these events, he caught national attention. Fujita encountered various obstacles, from language barrier to unconvinced colleagues about his theory of microburst. However, on June 24, 1975, a plane crashed at Kennedy Airport, and he would be able to put his theory of microburst to the test when he was tasked by Eastern Airlines to conduct an independent study of the crash. Through his research and observations, he was able to conclude the short-lived weather phenomenon called microburst, a sudden change of downwind that would make it difficult for airplanes to stay in the air and cause them to crash. With Fujita's perseverance and unwavering belief in his work and his theory, he continued to push for his theory, and finally he was able to prove it during a microburst experiment with a Doppler radar when a microburst occurred. Because of his discovery, it led to changes in aviation, and now airports are equipped with radars to track weather patterns, and pilots are also trained to recognize and fly during a microburst. So if you believe in something, don't give up. Continue to work to either disprove or prove your findings. Fujita would continue to contribute in the field of meteorology. He even coined terms used today like wall cloud or tail cloud. Another interesting fact is Fujita had been studying tornadoes for 3 decades before he even saw his first tornado when he was 61 years old. Fujita would continue to work for the University of Chicago until his retirement when he was 70. But he continued to study tornadoes and other weather events until his death on November 19th, 1998. Dr. Ted Fujita's passion for understanding tornadoes has not only saved lives, it also shows the importance of first-hand documentation and investigation. Now, if you feel inspired, let's go ahead and do a fun activity with a tornado in a jar. But don't worry, it's not a real tornado. We're going to replicate a mini tornado in a jar. This is a fun activity, and you'll get to know the characteristics of a tornado, but also a cool way to make moving art. Let's look at all the materials we will need. A jar with a lid. Make sure to remove any of the labels, dish soap, vinegar, glitter, and of course, water. First, we're going to fill our jar with water. Stop just before the lid, about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. You will need room to shake the water. Take the dish soap and about 1 teaspoon, add it in the water. Then add another teaspoon of vinegar. The vinegar is going to help keep the bubbles. Now, to mimic the debris during a tornado, we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of glitter. This part is optional. You can still see the tornado even without the glitter. Now close the lid and make sure it's sealed. You don't want any water coming out. In a rotating motion, you want to shake the jar. Once you have a good spin in the water, set it down on the tabletop. Now let's observe the tornado in a jar, just like Dr. Fujita. What do you notice? If you want to learn more about tornadoes and the characteristics, I recommend checking out Britannica School. It's free through our library, where you can explore various topics from notable people in STEAM or other amazing topics. I hope you enjoyed learning about Dr. Tetsuya Theodore Fujita and creating a tornado in a jar as much as I did. If you're interested, check out Mr. Tornado, a DVD, to learn more about this remarkable meteorologist. Also, please visit our website for up-and-coming events, and please click in the link in the description box to fill out a short survey to help us plan and create future programs. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for new videos. Thank you, and bye for now.